We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
hello.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butella.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from the Valley of the Sun.
Today's Jack Thursday, and I'm going to talk about how we are all, or nearly all of us, are very zip code lucky. All this, the way that we send out mailers is very zip code based now. And there's tons and tons and tons of information that's broken down by the census and all kinds of other organizations that's free out there about what's going on in any given zip code. And the way that it's all organized and orchestrated, you can compare it. And there's tons of amazing tools online, especially now, because 2020 passed, which is every 10 years they do the census. So we got really good, fresh data. You know, for example, well, I'll get into it in a minute here. Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free. And don't forget to subscribe on the Land Academy YouTube channel and comment on the shows you like.
Dan wrote, I am comfortable sending mail with a little higher percentage of listings on LandWatch and Land and Farm, like 2 to 5%, if the days on market are low and or I know the area very well. There's one county with 13% listings on LandWatch that I killed it in. It's very rural and I know the area very well. My sales prices were low because I bought super low. And now I have a few people that email or call every few weeks to see if I have anything else there. I would not mail a county with a high percent of listings if I didn't have that special knowledge of the area or the days on market were not ridiculously low. I also try to diversify a bit, meaning I will stick to the red, yellow, green tests on 3 or 4 mailers, and then I diverge a slight bit on 1 of 4 in a niche area. At least this is what my personal comfort level is for the properties that are like 10 to 60 acres of rural vacant land that I target. I love it.
This is
Perfect. I've got nothing.
This is crossing over the line into being a professional land investor. When you're starting to do things that make sense to you and you're going off of the exact Land Academy education, the way that we orchestrate all these mailers and all that, and you're going off into your own thing. But I will tell you personally, every mailer I do some wacky stuff like this. And I only send in markets that I really know well and I know it's going to happen. So I think this is fantastic. And I put it on, I put this question or statement on Jack Thursday for a reason, because I think it's really
Brilliant.
Yep.
You're doing
It's
it right.
Approaching brilliance. Yep. Today's Jack Thursday, and I'm going to talk about how we are all very zip code lucky. This is why you're listening.
I'm going to just sit back and chill here.
So during the red, green, yellow test, which can be zip code based or county based or really any geography that you delineate, but I always use zip codes. I think most people do. I look at what's going on from a days on market standpoint, how many properties are listed for sale versus the universe of properties there. We've got all these matrix or measurement spectrums that either make it red or yellow or green. What's not in there, and what I've been staring at for years and done nothing about until recently, is all the other stuff that's going on, which led me to even further thinking, if you spend a lot of time in a really nasty zip code, and you can find out which ones are nasty, because the census data shows it, where the incomes are really low and crime is really high and education system is not what it should be. And, the graduation rate, high school graduation rates in the 20%, there's innately going to be problems in it. You're really setting yourself back. You're making everything 3 times or 4 times as hard as it needs to be. And so
that makes sense.
Many, many, many people would say, well, I can't afford to get out of here. So I disagree with that. I think that, what was the show on Monday? Taking action. I really think that there are rural places that you could live, especially now, if you know how to use a computer, that you don't need to, you can get yourself out of these zip codes if it's important enough to you. And I think you would be doing yourself and your family a huge favor to really take a look at what's going on in the zip code or the surrounding zip codes where you live and work and spend time, and see if they're rated so poorly by the census that you just got to find a someplace else to live.
You know, it's funny. I always think that it seems like the people to me that have trouble making transitions like that, it's their extended family that often holds them back.
Yeah, the biggest reason people don't move is my mom's here.
That's what I was thinking. And, you know, one of the things that one thing my mom did correctly.
I was wondering
How I should word that.
When I say MOM, then Jill comes in with all kinds of crazy stories.
One thing she did right was sit each of us down, Jeff and I, and when we got married and we're moving on with our lives, she was very clear in saying, this is your family now. This is your priority, not us. You guys, you have to do what's best for you. And doesn't mean every Sunday dinner at our house. My mom was never that kind of person anyway. But, she really encouraged us to, take our little people and go wherever we need to. We can see each other. There's things called airplanes. There's things called cars. There's phones. There's computers. There's FaceTime. And there's dry cleaners and dentists in other cities too. But, sometimes you do have to go off and do that. And it doesn't mean you don't care about them or maybe take care of them from afar. But, and you can do that. So I don't mean to pick on anybody. I'm sorry if I'm making anybody mad. But that's what my mom did for us. And I personally appreciate that. I think that made us both extra independent. And so what happened? I went to Arizona and he went to Chicago, as we were adults, not even in relationships. We're like, this is where the work is. See ya. Well,
I'm sure she raised you all the way through. It wasn't just one conversation and then, we're leaving.
Right. Yeah.
I was born in a D census code, census tract. All the way, and I went to school there all through grade school. Then my dad came home one day and said, we're moving. And we did, to an A zip code. And I just remember the first summer and particularly the first year of school, I'm looking around going, I didn't know people could live like this. I didn't know that there wasn't crime everywhere all the time and that all kinds of terrible stuff doesn't have to happen.
I don't have to carry a knife on my walk to school or something. I don't know. Or have have a buddy.
Story after story after story. And so I really think it's important to take a look at where you're spending your time, especially if you have little children, and make sure that they get the education that they need and that they're safe. Because more and more and more, it just gets kooky what goes on in the world.
Really? Well,
and it's not going to cost you any more money. You might have to give up some relationship with your mom. Or move her with you.
Well, there is that too. That could be part of it. Mom, we're going to get set up here and get this going and have a nice life. And I'm going to build you a guest house. Or we're going to find you something, whatever it is. Because it's, if we're leaving because it's better, I'm going to argue it's better for mom too.
I say zip code lucky because when you're young, you don't have a choice in these things. And so we do have a choice, Jill and I now, and we live in a pretty amazing zip code.
We do. I'm very happy. I'm digging into this zip code, digging in.
I know you are.
And really, really, really have some plans to be an even more vocal presence
Jill's getting
in my community,
involved with the local,
the government, and stuff like that.
I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag.
Oh no, I know this. But anyway, I'm on I've got a lot of volunteering ahead of me because you know what? It's important to me. So maybe that's it. Maybe I'll end it. This is how I'll end it. For me, when you find that zip code and you find your people and you're really happy and the kids are thriving and they're graduating and they're going on their own way, I would encourage them to spread their wings, right? And then look at giving back to your people and really, helping everybody. Thank you. Need to send out a few thousand offers to property owners like us? Check out offers and the 2owners.com. So it's offers2owners.com. No setup fees, free mail merge, exceptional service, and now including just released for everyone, concierge data and pricing. It's awesome. Give Offers to Owners a call today. Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week. You can find us here on the Land Academy Show.
Tomorrow is Jill Friday, and she's going to talk about New Year's land investors' resolutions. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
Tomorrow's New Year's Eve.
I know.
Is that not nuts?
2022.
That's nuts. Do you think 2021 went by fast or slow?
Slow as molasses.
Yeah, maybe that's why I was laying in bed and accidentally thinking 2023 was coming, because I'm so confused because 2021 was long. So it felt like 2021 and 2022 just got.
These last 2 years were really good years financially for us, but most of them are now these days. But they're terrible. Just the world is it's just, I'm glad to see these years pass and get into something new.
Yeah, I hear ya. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you find our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you haven't already, please check out our YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button. We are Steve and Jill.
Information
And inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you find our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.